In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the merciful, the giver of mercy. I greet you with the warmest Islamic greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of God be upon you all. My friends, we are all slaves. You may think you're free. I may think I'm free. But in reality, we are all slaves. Let me tell you what I mean by this. And I'm going to do that by asking you some questions. Did you choose your name? Did you choose your gender? Did you choose your ethnicity? Did you choose your siblings? Did you choose your parents? Did you choose your culture? Did you choose the society in which you were brought up? Did you choose your family? Did you choose your social, economic status? We had no choice in these things. You had no choice in these things. You didn't even choose your own DNA. So maybe in reality, we're shackled to this context. Just like the postmodern philosophers who are known as the existentialists. They would say that we're thrown into reality and we have no choice. We're enslaved. We are enslaved. We are even enslaved by the system in which we live. Avid materialism, what's in it for me? I'm alright, Jack. Me, myself, and I. So, where are we going? How do we break the shackles? How do we really free ourselves? Well, let me give you an idea. In the Islamic tradition, the word for soul is ruh. And that word shares the same root as the word raha, which means serenity, liberty. So it's as if the soul is aspiring, is seeking this peace, this serenity, this liberation, this liberty. The Islamic tradition argues the only way you can really, truly free yourself is by changing your slavery. Be a servant, be a slave of God. Not yourself, not your ego, not society, not your biology, not your context, but the divine reality. And that is true freedom. Because God knows you better than you know yourself. And He wants good for you. And He has the totality of knowledge and the totality of wisdom. He has the picture, we have the pixel. So from this perspective, if you really want to be free, then worship God. Then be a servant to God. Don't enslave yourself to your biological social context, but enslave yourself to the one that created you. It is no wonder the famous classical Islamic scholar once said, true liberation is when you free yourself from the world and you come closer to God via acts of worship and acts of servitude. Because as I said, God knows you better than you know yourself. And God in the Quran, the book that the Muslims believe was sent down to the whole of humanity, actually expresses this clearly. And essentially summarizes and says, you have so many slave masters. Your boss, your husband, your children, your society, social pressure, your boss's boss, your CEO, your politician. And they don't really know what's good for you. But God is saying you have one slave master, one Lord, which is God Himself, and He knows what's really good for you. So free yourself from all of these slave masters. It is no wonder the Asian poet once said that this one prostration that you find very difficult frees you from 1,000 prostrations. And what is that prostration? That's the prayer to God.